Hello guys, welcome back to CGG's YouTube channel, and today we're going to discuss one of the most, I would say, most important transfer movements in a long while. Yesterday at 5 p.m. CET, Team Liquid announced the signing of the former FURIA core, consisting of JV, KZ, Felipox and Nate, as well as the staff members led by Igor. And yeah, like the roster is mainly known for their performance under W7M during year 8 when they won Blast Rainbow Six Major Copenhagen, Blast Rainbow Six Major Atlanta, and Six Invitational 2024. Those events happened like back to back. Obviously, there was Gamers 8 in the middle. They reached the grand final. They didn't win it. But if we just look at the Blast circuit, they won absolutely everything at an international level. It came across as a big surprise because it was the first dynasty we had in a long while since G2 esports, and those are the only two recognized dynasties in the game. Obviously, like Team Falcon's consistency is the level of a dynasty, but they couldn't transform it into success. Therefore, calling it a dynasty is not the right term. Even before their good performances during year 8, in year 7, they already did very well. Like that team that included JV, KZ, and Hertzy. It was a really, really strong roster. They had that tumultuous run in Charlotte because of the Brazilian teams were not allowed to travel to the country. Some of them, some were, but because of visa issues, some of them couldn't, and they had to play from Mexico. There were ping issues. There's a whole different story. We're not going to talk about that now. And there was M couldn't progress to the playoffs. There was that controversy with Pambazoo, and OGs will remember, no? But yeah, in Berlin they reached the semifinals. In John Copping reached the semifinals again, and in SI 2023 they reached the grand final, and then their dynasty began. So with the arrivals of Felipox and Nate, of course. Now, Team Liquid signing FURIA is a roster move that hasn't been hyped enough, I think, by the international community, and I think there are some reasons that should be mentioned. Some ideas, let's say, or some concepts that people ignore or they don't pay attention to. First of all, what does this roster move mean to Team Liquid? Logically, Team Liquid had a really bad year 10, and obviously that's why they are taking this decision, no? But they decided to keep Maya, which is the person who's replacing Hertzy, because Hertzy, for those who are not aware, he is staying in FURIA, where he's going to be the backbone, the leader of the new FURIA esports roster. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but there are some roster rumors about the team, including Bobs and even Loira, I think, but they are not confirmed, so it's like too early to talk about that. Still, I'm sure FURIA is in good hands. Hertz is gonna lead that very solidly, so they are gonna do well. But let's focus on Team Liquid and Team Liquid's future, most immediate future. Team Liquid is coming from really bad year 10. They played in Reload because they are Rainbow Six shared partner, so obviously they were going to play, but there was that controversy that lost them the I forgot the word now. The on the deal, yeah. And obviously that was a big blow for Team Liquid, because that was like one of the most important, if not the most important partnership they had in the team. So yeah, like obviously like that obviously it was not a good moment for Team Liquid, but obviously like in terms of result, it was not good either because they missed out on all international events after that. So the first point I wanted to talk about with Team Liquid signing this roster is stability. Team Liquid are getting back that stability that was taken away from them in the last few seasons. In year 8, they had some really strong results, like they reached the John Copping Major Grand Final. No, sorry, year 7, sorry. They reached the John Copping Major Grand Final. In year 8, they reached Copenhagen's Grand Final as well. So back-to-back Major Grand Finals is a big deal as well. They collected some international semi-final performances, and they were doing pretty well. They qualified for every international event in year 9, but they couldn't capitalize on that, and that's like some of the struggles that Team Liquid had to deal with for a long while. No, like they always had that fame where Team Liquid would qualify and they would be like seen as big dogs, but they would never bring the trophy home. That's a big thing that has to be mentioned, no? And with this roster, they have a big chance of taking international glory for a long while, for the first time in what would be over 6 years. So that's a big time. And they are basically signing a roster that won one international trophy in year 10, which was Reload. And obviously they did very well in year 9. They reached the top 3 in SI, top 4 in Esports World Cup. They missed out on Montreal, but they qualified for Manchester. And before that, obviously, like the results that we previously mentioned, where they won a lot of international trophies. So with W7M, they won trophies. With FURIA, they won a trophy. So with Team Liquid, if they continue the results, they could bring Team Liquid back to the top, no, of Rainbow Six Siege, and that's something like pretty interesting, something worth mentioning. And yeah, like I think like this is big news, not just for Team Liquid, but for Brazil as a whole, because, and this is my second point, Team Liquid are the backbone of Brazil. Obviously not in terms of trophies, but they are in terms of popularity, because Team Liquid have a very loyal fan base, and although they are a Dutch brand because they are from the Netherlands, they were the first ones to go to Brazil, give the Brazilian players a chance alongside FaZe Clan, because they picked up Team Fontino, and obviously like NIP later, after SI 2018. But the first memories, if you think about it, the first important memories made by Brazilian teams were written by Team Liquid. The Atlantic City Pro League Finals, the Ogo Pit Minor, not to mention obviously like performances in SI 2018, SI 2019, individual plays, Palu, Nesk, Sexy Cake, longer after that, no, like PSK, Moringa, and other players that I am forgetting right now, but like Lagonis, Maya recently, and many others, Bobsy as well. Seeing like Team Liquid getting back to winning ways is something that Brazil would like, not just Brazil, but like the whole scene would benefit, no, from. And I think like people don't realize how important Team Liquid is, not just for Brazil, but internationally. In Brazil, for example, if we talk about Brazil, I remember a lot of tickets to attend the Ginásio do Ibirapuera in SI 2024. They were bought by Team Liquid fans who thought that Team Liquid would reach the grand finals, but they didn't. And there was a big wave of people like selling their tickets because like their favorite team was not attending, so they wanted to get some money back. And obviously like there were WSNM, FaZe Clan, and maybe some of them like stayed, no, but like I'm sure that lots of them like tried to sell their tickets or maybe not even attend, no. That was a big thing by then, but this is just an example of how much Team Liquid is like important too for Brazil, no. So seeing them signing this roster basically gets them back to the international stage on paper, no? Unless, FaZe Clan, Fluxo, FURIA. You never know in South America because it's the most contested league in the whole scene. So you never know. But on paper, Team Liquid should qualify for almost every single international event, no? Including Salt Lake City, including Riyadh. We will talk about Riyadh later. Japan, and obviously Brazil, SI 2027. That's another big thing, no? Like another SI in Brazil. People will want Team Liquid there, no? So it's a huge roster move for Brazil, but also for international reasons. Let's talk about Maya. A lot of people tend to underrate Team Liquid season last year. I want to focus on the idea and to remember this, that South America is the most contested league in the scene, in the Rainbow Six Siege ecosystem. And Maya, whether you like it or not, has been very good, especially in year 10, but very good recently, no? If we look at Maya's numbers, Maya, I don't know why this is like, okay, there you go. Maya averages the fourth highest CGG rating in year 10 after 60 maps played. All of those maps were played in regional competitions in South America's top flight. But although that's the case, he was constantly playing against big teams like FaZe Clan, SI World Champions, back-to-back SI World Champions, FURIA, Fluxo, Loud, Black Dragons, Loss. These teams are important. These teams are powerhouses, no? They have individual quality, they have experience. So we cannot forget these facts, no? And my average of 1.13, which is a really, really strong mark. In terms of KD, he is just like in around 10th, 12th place, really strong as well. Entry, he's the 5th best entry in year 10. KOST averages a 67%, which is like around like the 10th best in the season. His KPR is the best one. Yeah, he's someone who is very aggressive, but very like strong at what he does. No, like his qualities are very well defined. We know what Team Liquid is getting with Maya, and I think he's the perfect man to replace Hertzy. I'm not saying that Hertzy couldn't have followed the steps. No, like he could have joined Team Liquid, but obviously he had something else in mind. The team had also something else in mind, so there were differences. And now that we talk about the team, there's something else that I think we have to mention with Team Liquid acquiring this roster of players, no? For the last few years, we have seen Team Liquid struggling a lot with work ethic. This is something that is no mystery. Team Liquid have been struggling a lot with this. There were some differences. In fact, if we look at previous seasons, Ask's departure is basically because of like a clash of ideas. He was not feeling well. He was not feeling like. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm correct here. He was leaving because he was very motivated and the team environment seemed pretty strong. But then there were some people who were saying like, you are not gonna change anything. You're not gonna change them. And those are some lines that define a broken work ethic, no? Like, maybe the idea of winning was there, but I think that's something that you cannot achieve if you don't want to change stuff. And like the way you work, the way you, play, you have to adapt, no? And there are some things that, for example, when Palu and Bulbs played in Team Liquid as well, Bulbs eventually left as well because there were some disagreements. I remember when Palu signed for W7M, there were like some issues when they played in different teams. Some people said that they didn't want to shake hands. Like, it's not something that we're making up. Like, there have been a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of issues in terms of chemistry. And I think that chemistry is something that people tend to underrate a lot. And chemistry is something that, for example, Team Secret benefited a lot, and it was one of the backbones of the team in order to win in the Esports World Cup, to win to reach the SI 2026 Grand Final. And these are some things that Team Liquid's new roster carries, no? They have an excellent work ethic. They are led by one of the best, if not the best, head coaches in the scene right now, Igor. Felipox is one of the best IGLs. And the team has that chemistry, that bond. And I think that if Maya adapts well to what the team wants, I think we have a very strong side that could take over at least one international event, that could win at least one international event. This is one of my hot takes. I think Team Liquid, well, maybe it's not that hot, but I think it's warm. I think Team Liquid is going to win one international event this year. We will see. I think it's too early to talk about this. We will talk about it in another video, but I think that's my wild shout, no? But yeah, I think that Team Liquid bring a lot of stability and a lot of presence, at least in a regional level, and then I think it's going to be translated to international presence as well. And linked to this, there's a competition, the Esports World Cup, that's taking a big pillar this year, because the winner of the Esports World Cup will qualify for SI 2027. But although it is a big deal for Rainbow Six Siege fans, we have to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that the Esports World Cup is a $70 million competition with a club championship. And that club championship, if we look at the previous 2 years, the previous two editions of the Esports World Cup, because the Esports World Cup has only been played for 2 years now, the club championship is always won by Team Falcons, because Team Falcons have a big investment in esports. They have lots of squads, they have a lot of presence in lots of esports titles, so earning points is easier for them. But that's also the case of Team Liquid and Team Vitality. Now, Team Vitality, at least at the time of us doing this video, Team Secret's Academy is over there, no? Like, they could sign them, but Team Vitality doesn't have representation in Siege anymore. They used to in the past, you know that, but not anymore. But Team Liquid acquiring FURIA's former roster, if we look at their previous Esports World Cup results, they have always reached the top 4. And that's a big chunk of points in the Esports World Cup Club Championship. Last year, the difference was only of 1,000 points, which is like a competition of difference, like winning a championship. So by acquiring Rainbow Six Siege's a very strong Rainbow Six Siege roster that's well proven, not just in this competition but in other competitions, Team Liquid have a stronger shot at overtaking Team Falcons on the standings. And the difference between a second and a third place is of $3 million based on last year's edition. I'm not sure if the championship money has been tweaked for 2026. So Team Liquid last year, they finished in 7th place. They secured $4 million from the club championship standings alone. Team Falcons finished in 1st. They secured themselves $7 million. Obviously, $3 million of difference is a huge amount of money. And it's also worth mentioning or remembering that Team Falcons didn't do well in last year's Esports World Cup, Team Falcons Rainbow Six Siege roster, no? So if, I don't think that's going to repeat this year. But still, I think Team Liquid acquiring this roster increased their chances of producing an upset and taking the club championship standings, winning the club championship standings. And I think that's something that has to be mentioned. And last but not least, in order to finish talking about what this roster move means for Team Liquid, the addition of these players also means that the El Clásico de Siege, which is the biggest derby or the biggest rivalship in Rainbow Six Siege, which is like the one between Team Liquid and FaZe Clan, has been upgraded by a lot. There are plenty of storylines now. It has always been a heated match, but because of how Team Liquid have been performing recently, FaZe Clan was well, they dominated. Seeing this roster playing for Team Liquid now completely elevates the game, and this is a match that no one should miss, because we're talking about not just what it means for FaZe Clan to play against Team Liquid, but also a replay of a 6 Invitational Grand Final, the match between the two last SI winners in 3 years, no? Because FaZe Clan won the last two editions, and Team Liquid's core won in 2024, which was against FaZe Clan. So the most successful teams in recent history facing each other. Just that is enough reason to like stop everything and watch the game. But also obviously like Handy playing against Nate, that brotherhood rivalship is like very interesting. And yeah, it's just like two Brazilian powerhouses, not just player by player, but also like teams, no, like in teams level. So I think it's like pretty obvious that South America's top flight is like the biggest one in the whole scene by quite a lot, actually, because the results in the Challenger Series have seen Imperial Esports and INTZ going back to the top flight, which means that we will have a lot of like powerhouses in the Brazilian powerhouses in the scene, not just Brazilian but also international, Team Liquid, FaZe Clan, yada yada yada. But yeah, it's in terms of branding, South America is like above everyone else. Maybe I'm lying now because I'm thinking of 100 Thieves in NA, but yeah, you know what I mean. And final question that I wanted to talk about is this roster Team Liquid's best roster in Rainbow Six Siege? I think the answer is yes, obviously, because of like what they have won. But if we think about the rosters that Team Liquid have been able to build, we mentioned the names, but I'm going to mention them again. No, like more recently, Lagonis, Bobsy, Palo. I mean, you know, he has been there. He had been there for a long while. Neski as well, no, but you know, and older names, no, Neski, Palu, Sexy Cake, PSK, Moringa. Team Liquid is a team that carries a long legacy and long history, but players, despite of their individual capacities, their individual skills, they haven't been able to bring all the international glory that this team probably deserves. And I think this team can do it. Again, I think they will win an international championship. It's not looking good for European and American fans. But yeah, it's something that only time will tell. Leave us your opinions on the chat, on the comment section. And obviously, like, continue using CGG, supporting us. We appreciate that a lot. We want to continue making these videos. So please, if there's something that you think we could improve, or if there's something that you think that we could do for you guys, please let us know. We will try to do our best to improve the product and to improve the videos and everything we do for you. So yes, let us know in the comments anything you would like to see, anything you would like to see us doing. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.